Hello there and welcome back. As you'll have seen in the last mission, the Zerg Overmind has finally completed its plan to become manifest upon the surface of Aiur, the protoss homeworld. Its overall plan seems to be to combine the protoss and the Zerg into one species, or incorporate the protoss into the Zerg swarm. So that leaves the protoss in a very difficult situation, with their homeworld having been invaded and their, it seems, greatest enemy having taken residence upon the homeworld of Aiur. We are yet to see how they will retaliate. So please join me for the first mission and the start of the third campaign in StarCraft, the Protoss campaign. So, Protoss campaign, The Fall. The Zerg Overmind has succeeded in invading the Protoss homeworld of Aiur and has embedded itself into the crust of the planet. Now, as the agents of the sinister Overmind spread chaos and destruction across the face of Aiur, the stalwart Protoss defenders prepare themselves for the coming onslaught. So, first strike. Citadel, the new Protoss Executor.
Entaro Adun, Executor. I am Judicator Aldaris. I have been sent by the Conclave to serve and counsel you. The former Executor, Tassadar, was commanded to halt the Zerg progress in the Terran sector by burning the infested human worlds. Unfortunately, he disregarded his orders and attempted to destroy the Zerg while sparing the Terrans from the flame. Clearly, Tassadar has failed us. You must not. The Conclave has dictated that our first priority is to strengthen our defenses. You must reinforce our outpost in Antioch and make certain that the province does not fall to the Zerg. Your old comrade, Praetor Fenix, will meet you there and assist you in this endeavor.
There we go. So we need to retaliate against the Zerg and secure Antioch. So we're going to meet Praetor Fenix there. We're also, as part of our mission, going to have to destroy the nearby Zerg base and, of course, make sure that Fenix survives. So, all Protoss buildings, except the Nexus, must be built within the energy field of a pylon. So much in the same way the Zerg buildings have to be built on creep, we have to make sure that any buildings we build are within a Protoss power field. So, we've got the Protoss Zealot is our first unit that we've been given, and we also have the Dragoon. Now, we've seen these from the opposing side. These have a ranged attack, which is quite effective, and these are melee units. So, here we go. We need to make our way here, and it'll be worth just checking out and doing any kind of scouting that needs to be done as well. So we want to keep our forces fairly close together. I actually want the Dragoons to be towards the back as well, in case anything pops up. There we go, there's some Zerg to deal with. So you can see there's a blue bar with the Protoss. The Protoss have shields, which are a rechargeable set of hit points. I think they take full damage from attacks, except where you've got shield upgrades most of the time, regardless of the source of attack. And they also have health, which cannot be replenished, regardless of whether it's a biological or mechanical unit. So that's one thing you have to balance with the Protoss, trying to make sure you preserve the shields and preserve the actual health hit points. So effectively, given enough time, the shields will regenerate, I think, slightly quicker than Zerg heal. So a Dragoon will always have a minimum of 81 hit points if it's alive, but obviously, that extra health is very useful. So we've got a Geezer here, which we may want to make use of. Now, the Mutalisk can only be attacked by the Dragoons, and we've got a Zerg force to fight through here as well. So we may want to consider expanding in that direction once we get an army, or some production buildings. Right. So see, that Zealot was quite near to taking health damage. Now we've got quite a big force here to deal with. Let's see if we can kite them rather than engage them directly. One-on-one. So it takes quite a lot of shots for the Dragoons to actually kill the Zerglings, because the Zerglings are small and the Dragoons do explosive damage. Which means that the Zerg have a little bit of effectively damage resistance. Or they take less damage. There's not really explicit damage resistance. Here we go.
Executor and Taro-Adu, it is good to see you once more upon the field of battle.
So there's Fenix.
Alas, all of our probes were lost in the last Zerg attack, and we had no resources with which to replace them.
So Fenix needs to work on his macro game then. So let's build some probes. Let's just queue a load up. So probes are our worker unit, and we can see that Dragoon is damaged. There's no way that health is going to come back. That pylon is damaged. No way that health is going to come back. We'll start these off mining.
I had intended to construct photon cannons here for defense, but without probes we could not do so.
So we need pylons around the base to actually build structures. I'm just going to focus on buying probes at the moment. We've got more than enough forces to hold this position. Right. So we need additional pylons. Now the nice thing with Protoss is once you start a building, that probe can then go off and do whatever it likes pretty much. So we've got a fairly decent force there. We can also warp some units in. Aha! Now, that Overlord worries me, because it could very easily attack. Let's get that Dragoon out of there. Preserve its health. Fenix does 40 damage with his side blades instead of the usual 16, so very punchy. Let's get another pylon just so we've got it. Ah, that needs a pylon. In fact, I think they did that on purpose. That's fine. Let's queue up some more probes. And we've got our upgrade building the forge here as well, so we want to make use of that.
Not enough minerals.
There, so we can start warping units in shortly. Let's get another one in gas. In fact, if we put you in gas as well, and then just all the other probes can focus on mining. I'm actually going to rally those around there just so they're out of the way. And we can build the Zealot and the Dragoon. The Dragoon requires a building called the Cybernetics Core. So we'll build one of those fairly soon as well. Cybernetics Core does two things. It has some hugely important Dragoon upgrades, or at least one hugely important, and it also allows you to upgrade your air damage later in the game. We don't have access to air units at the moment though, understandably, so we won't be using it for that. And we'll put another probe in the queue as well. I'm trying to remember exactly how much a cyber core is. It's 200. What we can do is actually pop a couple of Dragoons up here for some extended vision. So I'm actually going to build the Cybernetics Core, which is not B, I think it's Y. There we go. And then that can go off to mining. We have a geyser up here that we can also make use of eventually, although I don't know actually we're going to need it in this mission.
Make use of me. Initiated.
It will also be a good idea to drop a couple of photon cannons down just for some static defense for when we need that. Now that, on its own, is going to struggle to take on all the Hydrals.
I hunger for battle. Make use of me. Initiated.
So let's see if we can put some more Dragoons up here. Actually, we should start building Dragoons. I'm actually going to build another gateway so we can get some more construction going on. And let's start looking at some upgrades. So ground weapons. So they're not split into range or melee, it's just ground weapon upgrade. Yeah, you can see the only thing we get there is the singularity charge, which is a dragoon range upgrade, which is very good. So we will look at getting that. And though we can see there's a ramp up there, that's going to be the Zerg base. Let's rally these over here. I think that can rally while it's still constructing. We're also going to want to think about more pylons. So I'm going to build a second pylon there. Because that means is if that pylon goes down, we've got some backup for any photon cannons we stick as well. There is a thing, for those of you who don't know much about StarCraft, there's a thing called the Autosis pylon. There's a player called Autosis, and in the game, basically, he had one pylon powering something like 4 buildings, or 3 buildings, and they were very important buildings, and so someone sniped that one pylon, and that shut down most of his production. I think probably decided the game. Let's get another dragoon. I like dragoons a lot, so I like to build a lot of them. They are a very, very effective unit. Yes, they have disadvantages against small units, but the fact that they have got ranged attacks is hugely important as well. I'm going to get another probe, and I'm going to get the range upgrade. That will be very important. And to be honest, it won't be long before we can push the enemy base. In fact, I'm going to move these out. Actually, this one can stay back at the base, behind. This one can go up here. See, can we get any more dragoons? No. So what I am going to do is I'm going to build a couple of photon cannons just for defences. Now, I need to wait a second because, yeah, if I'd have built that dragoon then, it would have possibly made it impossible to afford the photon cannon I wanted to build. I'm going to move these out across the map and see what we can see. I think another probe is not a bad idea. And let's see if we can get another dragoon here as well. Now there was a Mutalisk over here, which I wouldn't mind taking out. I think it also had some Zerglings with it, so that's going to be one thing we want to watch out for. Actually, we don't want to queue that there, we want to build that there, we want to get that mining, we want to get another pylon built. Must construct additional pylons.
Upgrade complete.
Now, where was that Mutalisk? 3 of them. Also, quite a few Hydralisks. So, we want to dance a little bit. Dragoons I think dragoons are somewhat notorious in terms of microwing them. I'm tempted to get another Stargate just because I think we're at the point where actually having a second one will be better. Gateway, because I think having a third one might be beneficial just for getting the units out. I think we can probably sustain building 3 dragoons at a time. Just going to save there just in case it happens that we move out and there's an attack. So, yep, as if to prove my point. Unfortunately, these probes can go back to mining fairly. In fact, let's build a pylon there so we can have some photon cannons. Now, where is Phoenix? Phoenix, I would like. So we can pop some cannons here. Sadly, we can't build cannons there. Where is Phoenix? There he is. Just want to keep an eye on him because obviously I don't want him to die. because that's a lose condition for the mission. See, Dragoons can be a little bit quirky to micro. I want to try and move that one out of the way. Don't know why they decided to walk right up, but... So we have got an expansion base there. To be honest, I don't think we're going to need it, but it's good to know about. It would be interesting if there was like a hard mode to the campaign, or some kind of mode that did require you to take those little expansions you see in places like that. Let's see, is there anything around here we can have a look at? Now we can't get vision up there very easily. We don't have any kind of air unit. We'll take some of these zealots with us, zealots. Now let's see if we can move that around, cycle the weaker ones round to the back. Of course. Every time the announcer says pylons, take a shot. Do not. I don't encourage that. Might as well get ground armour. There's no harm in having it. Instructions. And actually, I was going to get a photon cannon, wasn't I? Now, getting vision with the photon cannon is going to be a bit of a challenge. To be honest, I think we're ready to push up. I'd love to take Fenix with us. He's very powerful, but there's no need to risk him. So let's see. Let's have the group with zealots and some more dragoons as group 1. And this can be... Let's see if we can get another dragoon in there. That can be control group 2. Oh, you can be control group 3. Let's get some more dragoons out. Yeah, you can see we're running quite low on the minerals now. So let's see. What I want to see is if we can push a little bit up this ramp. Should be able to wrap this up quite shortly. Obviously, major disadvantage the zealots have is they are short ranged. They are very, very strong and powerful, but sometimes that melee attack is too much of a drawback. Of course. Yeah, dragoons can sometimes have some hilarious problems with ramps as well. So that guy's in the back, and we do have. I think we've got this base. Now, I'm not going to push the zealots too far forward because I don't want them to get killed. Let's see if we can focus for hydralisks. See, there's quite a lot of zerglings to deal with, but we should be okay. Those can go in control group 3, push them up there. Now, I definitely want to try and take that sunken out. I'm going to commit quite a bit to that. But, yeah, we want to take that on with a large force. They're relatively healthy dragoons, and I think with that we're pretty much ready to wrap them up. Don't want that one fighting on his own. Don't want these standing idle in the back. There are some more Zerg forces down here, so I think we need to destroy that sunken as well. Plenty of space to expand if we really wanted to, and let's see. There we go.
Although we two have marched across hundreds of worlds together, I never imagined that we would be fighting on Aiur. The Zerg are indeed worthy foes.
And there we go, there's the first mission of the Protoss campaign. There we go, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!